So TikTok got me fired. A couple weeks ago I started sharing about how I got a job in the tech industry. Well, I don't work at that job anymore because they fired me.
If you missed part 1, the link will be below. Watch that to catch up on how Lexi lost her new job in tech. She had it for only 2 weeks before she was fired for disclosing her income on TikTok. She told everybody, "TikTok got me fired." The 25-year-old woman showed her followers that she had a man commenting on her situation, mentioning that she probably had to have relations with someone to get that high-paying position. The position was paying her $90,000 per year in Denver, Colorado, and she had zero experience. So Lexi, she had a few words for him. Take a look.
Hey guys, I just wanted to share this super cool account I just found. His username is _off3110, and he made this video saying that the only reason I got my job is because I blew my way to the top. So if you like videos like that, go ahead and give him a follow.
Okay, so let me learn you some knowledge. It doesn't have anything to do with the fact that it's a secret. It has to do with the fact that you should not be plastering your income after you've only worked for somewhere for 2 weeks and somebody else is working there 10 years and is still making the same amount of money, and somebody after 2 weeks goes and gets a way higher pay raise. What happens is that social media gets back to your boss. That's all there is to it. You shouldn't be plastering all over social media that you got a pay raise from $70,000 to $90,000 a year after only working for a company for 2 weeks, because then you get employees that see this that are on social media and say, hey, what the f***? Then all these employees go to the boss and say, why haven't I gotten that raise? I've been here way longer than she has. Now, see, a man's personal thing, my thing of that is okay, who'd you f*** to get that?
Ooh.
But at the same time, there's no secret, but TikTok did not get her fired because I read the article. She was all over the news about this. She chose to make the video, and she created her own fate when she did that. So TikTok didn't do shit. She got herself fired when she chose to make the video. Because if I got a pay raise that high, I wouldn't be telling anybody about it. But that's just me. And I'm, 41 years old and am a whole lot smarter than some girl who looks like she's 15 and probably, blew her way to the top. So, anyway, that's why it should at least not be plastered all over social media, not necessarily a secret.
Lexi did not like what he had to say about her, and her followers didn't like it either. This one right here says, sounds like he's projecting. They also said, LOL, he's so bitter. And here's another one. Men with receding hairlines hate successful women. So yeah, they did not like what he had to say about how Lexi got her job and why the company was not wrong for firing her. To clarify, the $90,000 position was at a new company, different industry. She had never worked in it before. She left her old job at the old company for the new $90,000 job. But it may also be true that the employer didn't want other people to know how much Lexi was making, because then other employees will get angry, considering there may be people working there with more experience than Lexi that's been at the company for longer than her, who could be making less than her. Shout out to Miss Gonzalez in the comments who said, I'll be honest, you get fired when other employees find out what you make. And if you make more than them, especially starting out, better believe the entire staff is going to sue the company for some type of discrimination. So in order for corporate to cover their own ASSs, they fire you, rehire you, but you start off with what everyone else makes. Not fair what they offer the first time, but this is what happens when you overshare. You also had a lot of people who mentioned that Lexi should sue the company. Kendra M says she can sue if she did not sign a contract, stating that the employer can fire their employees for any reason. Employers' contracts that are signed, most of them require a confidentiality agreement. I definitely would sit down with a lawyer to figure out if I have any options while finding another job. Great point, Kendra M. And another point, Lexi, she may have signed paperwork agreeing not to sue the company for being terminated. A lot of companies will offer you a severance package in exchange for you agreeing that you'll never come back and try to sue them for letting you go. But yeah, Lexi, she could have signed something that prohibited her from ever coming back to sue them. But luckily for Lexi, she wasn't out of work for too long. She was able to get rehired at her old job the same day. So although Lexi was crying about losing her job, she was quickly able to get her old job back and not making $90,000, but still pulling in a salary of $70,000, which is well above average pay in America. Now, speaking of her old job, she told everybody about her first day back at the old job. That job is also work from home at least 90% of the time. She said that her boss was so nice to her on her first day back. He sent her money for Starbucks. She went to Starbucks, got a coffee, and also got something for her boyfriend, brought it back to the house. And some may wonder, why is her boss giving her money? Could he have a crush on Lexi, had some dealings in the past with her, or wishing to deal with her in the future? If you remember from part 1, the first video, Lexi said that when she got fired from the new job, within an hour, she called her boss from her old job, the one that she quit for the new job, sobbing like a baby, and he helped her get her old job back. CLM Date said, I wonder if a man would start crying and calling their old employer and get their job back. Pretty privilege. And then Marcus says, this reeks of so many privileges, I can't even count them all. Look, Lexi is a young woman who men may find attractive. She's 25 years old, and she has a few privileges that would explain how 1, she was able to get that position in the first place, and then 2, get rehired at her old company that she left for the new position at the new company. There are a lot of men in the same industry. They have to qualify, but Lexi, she can activate tears and make people feel sorry for her. She can do something that no one has ever done at that company. Leave and quit for another job and then crawl back a couple of weeks later. Which is why some argue that she hasn't learned her lesson. Shadow Silverlight says she is showing that she hasn't learned a thing. She blames TikTok for getting fired and then keeps on using TikTok to complain about being fired. Maybe you should quit using TikTok since it got you fired. So Lexi, she participated in a skit on TikTok. I'll show you that at the end, so definitely stick around for that. I see that she's headed in the right direction, but she's still very impressionable, and the feminists can come and grab her at any time. So I think her boyfriend is going to have to be careful with that. She's 25 years old, could go either way right now. Definitely stick around for that video at the end. But let's get the conversation started below. Has Lexi learned her lesson? And as for her boss, the one who hired her back at her old job at the old company, is it strange that he sent her money for Starbucks on her first day back? Is he trying to push up on Lexi, thinking she owes him for getting her old job back? Or could it be innocent? Go ahead and sound off. I definitely want to hear what you think. Want to see more content like this? You can support the channel too. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.
My purpose in life right now is to literally own cats, read books, and bully men.